Alright, next we are going to talk about references, how to check references, and how to fix appendices. I'm gonna skip very quickly from references because there are many links on the internet that you can look and to find how to use references in APA style. So for mentioning a reference in your text, and there are different types. Two styles has been selected for the university. So first style is based on, both of them actually are based on APA style. One of them is in numeric and one of them is based on the first appearance in the text. By the way, it is very important if you are mentioning a reference in your report, it should be captioned inside the text. So if you are writing a reference, for example, over here, Alan F. Does economic structure determines financial structure? This was somehow a working paper. So this author used this part and referenced it in the end of the section. So in the text, when he was trying to uh, get some knowledge out of this paper, and by writing the sentence related to this part, to this study, he just put a number one inside two square brackets and in front of the end of the text. So we call this captioning. It means that whenever you are writing something as a reference, you have to mention in which part of the report you use this reference. Okay, so just give you a hint of how to use styles. For example, if you are copying from a website, this is the way to write it. The title of that web page that you are using. So the title was the impacts of employment and development in the world. Not, then you put that. It means that the title is this. In the brackets, you have to mention the date that you taken this information from the website, because you know websites are frequently updating their contents. So you have to mention that, for example, this information was taken on 12 January 2015, and make sure that it's in the bracket. It starts with the year, a comma, space, January, space, 12. These are very important in APA styles. And then you will write retrieved from. It means that I got this from, and you will write down the link that you are using to take this. It was a Wikipedia, which is not a very strong source, so I don't recommend it to do. So for different types of referencing, just on Google search how to use APA style, and the first link, you can see that everything has been mentioned. Alright, this is not the correct link. How to set anything in APA format. Let me check. Okay, then if you read these sites, there are some examples that uh, you can use to base your referencing on. For example, if it's a one author, you have to write the name, the initials of the first name. This is the last name, the initial of the first name. Then you have to write in which year, for example, this paper was published, or if you're using websites, you can just you follow this instruction, and then the title of the paper, and so on and so forth. So the internet is a perfect place to find how to use APS style and how to learn to use APS style for the reference part. I'm not going to detail for that because the video is already very long, and I don't want to bore you with some specific information which is already there. So for appendix, let's check the guideline. After reference, we have appendix or appendices. If I zoom out, you will see that this letter has been written inside a paper, a separate paper, and it's in the center of the paper, not in the center of the line, in the center of the paper. How to do that, I will explain it, and then you have to write, for example, Appendix A, double point, then the title of the appendix. Then you have to put your appendix inside, and we don't need index, but appendix is a must for writing a report. So in order to write down the appendix in the middle of the paper, first thing is important to uh, use a different section for a single page. So it means that you have to break the section at the end of the reference and then again break it at the end of this page, so that this page will has no effect on either of the before and after pages. How to do that? I already told you how to break a page. You go to page layout, breaks, make sure that you are selecting at the end of the reference section, breaks, or there are a lot of space as enter, so let's get rid of them. Yes, now we are at the end. Okay, what is this? Okay, break, and next page. Again, at the end. So if you click, whenever it stops, it means that it's at the end. Break, next page. So what happened, for example, if I want to rotate this page, it doesn't affect the rest. So orientation, for example, and make it landscape. You see, the only page that got landscape is this one. So let's put it back. One thing that you should remind to do after breaking twice, you have to continue the numbering. So this is a tricky part that sometimes you may forget. This is page 23, and because we broke the page, it will start from 1, and we again break the page, it will start from 1 again. How to continue from this number? Just click on the footer, and by easily selecting okay, let me explain. By easily selecting page number, format page numbers, and continue from previous section. It will go from 23 to 24. Again, you have to apply it for the after break. Page number, format page number, and continue with the previous section. Okay. So far, we break a page inside this paper so that we can find the middle line for our appendix. Since he has several pictures, it is not okay to say appendix. We have to use the plural form, which is appendices. To write something in the middle, you are supposed to go to page layout, click on this button in the page setup, go to layout. Over here, vertical alignment, set it from top to center. Okay, this is very important. Make sure that you are selecting this section, not the whole document. Otherwise, everything will be based on the center of the pages. So only this section I want to be in center. Click OK. Now type append. Actually, I think it's all uppercase. Let me check. Yes. So let's find the format. This is actually header 1, middle of the page, bold, font size 60. So I can just use the style header 1, but I don't need any number, so make sure that you are deleting this caption, because in the these are a little bit messed up. So now it's correct. When you are using table of content, you will see that these captions are going to be appears. So I will get rid of this. We don't need it because this is the correct way. Now let's continue with the first appendix. So the same as here, appendix A, we will type appendix A. Sorry, my caps lock is on. No, the heading is on. So this is going to be the second heading without number. So if you want to, uh, if you don't want to use any number over here, just select it and press backspace. Appendix A, double points. Now you have to find the title for this figure. So I think it's a repeated figure. We had it at the top. Let me check. Yes. So basically we can just get rid of this figure and we have it in the appendix for saving more space. I just copy the title, copy, and I will delete this paper. I have to rearrange some parts in order for tables and figures to be in one page and not in several pages. Okay. I will just paste as a format so that the format will change. This is my appendix. So paragraph, it's supposed to be 24 double for reaching the figure. Yes, that is correct. Then press enter. Maybe we can fit another one as well. So I just copy and paste, copy, paste. Okay, the student just write the titles over here, so I will copy and paste it here. Paste as value only because I don't want to change the style. And let's delete. Now we easily input two pictures or two appendices in one page. We will continue this. Now we have appendix C. This is the title. So I will select, copy, paste, value only, and last one. Okay, use menu spaces. Again, we have, this is appendix C, by the way, capital C. Let's select this, copy, paste, and this is appendix D with the wrong title. This title belongs to this one. So I don't know what he was trying to describe, but he didn't explain. So I will simply write the title of the appendix. And that's it. The appendix is prepared. Make sure that there's no extra space before you write it down. So by now we are done with appendix and references. The next part is inserting the tables, the ones that usually most students have problem doing. But I have a good news. Since you have already done the styling, you don't need to spend a lot of time just to prepare these tables. You can easily just automatically select them and apply them, and whenever you want you can change the page numbers. So let's do it together. Since the levels, if you remember, we were selecting the levels. Since the levels are already selected for the headers, we can easily and automatically apply the tables. So we have a lot of waste pages over here. So I will start from here, deleting list of tables, list of figures, and up to here, table of contents. Okay, my laptop is frozen. Okay, backspace. Now, from the beginning of the next page, we want to insert the table of contents. So in the reference tab, this is a table of content. Click on it. Click on the table of content. It might not fix directly here, so you have to change some of the parts, but mostly we can do it very quickly. So let's select this. You see this button? Let me zoom in so that you can see better. You see this button? Just shift it here. Sorry, I should do it one by one because yeah, I just did one and that's it. Why do I have bullet points? Which I don't need. 345 product of the company. One thing about automatic table of contents is that when you press Ctrl and click on a part, it will automatically jump to the one that you were selecting. So I think it's easily just using backspace I can get rid of them. I don't know why I have these bullet points behind this section. So just click, and my laptop is freezing a little bit. Just two backspaces and we can get rid of all of them. Good. Now, you see I have some parts out of my margin. I can fix them too. How? By moving this towards the margin. Perfect. Okay, I will undo it because I just broke the page. Now I have my perfect table of content. However, Appendix A is only appearing, not Appendix B, C. So We can do it very quickly by going down. Make sure that you have all the contents, because I have to repeat these steps again uh, when I update my table. So make sure that you have all the contents inside the table. Okay, I only see Appendix A and I won't see Appendix B, C, and D. That's because they are not set as the levels. So when I select them, and let me exactly select the title, not a space after. Over here, set them as level 2, but make sure that it's not numbered. Since I'm using one page. So again, appendix C is not appearing, so set it as level 2. Get rid of the number. Two. Get rid of the number. And then make them bold. Okay, now let's update the table and see what happens. In order to update the table, just let me see. Yeah, just right click on it and you can see update field. Click on it. Either you can change the page numbers or you can completely update the entire table. I will select the second one because I want to have appendix B, C, and D inside my table of content. Click OK. Yeah, they are added as level 2. These are the levels. You see the indentation represents the levels. However, when I was doing it, I have to take care of these bullet points again, and that's why I was telling you that to make sure that every content is inside the table so that you don't have to repeat these steps again and again. One more important thing, this is table of content and it does have number 1 because the heading 1 was selected for this one. So just get rid of this number 1 so that chapter 1 will start with number 1. I think I have one more thing to take care of. I will fix the numbers quickly. One more thing is to add the list of figure. So Control Enter to have a new page. Now in order to list the figures, go to reference again, and over here you can see insert table of figures. It asks what type of format you want to apply. You can just easily um, change them while they are appearing. Okay, I have my figures over here, so starting from figure 2. Okay, I need to update this. And I need to update the captions. Yeah, when I press update, it changed from 2 to 1 automatically. Yes, we have 3. That's good. Just to make sure that I'm okay. It seems that I have to do them one by one. There was a point over here to update them quickly, but there are only four or five big figures, so let's just update them one by one. This is 2, update it to 3, this is 4, and that's it. No, I have one here. Yeah. Now let's update the entire table again. You can see the numbers are matching. So the format is supposed to be the same as text. There shouldn't be any bold or italic values inside this table. So starting from here, okay, since I have this too, maybe I should update the table again. So I will not consider it right now. Let's continue with the figures. So it's supposed to be Times New Roman, size 12, not italic. Paragraph is supposed to be 0 double. This is perfect. If I press enter and go up, I can then write list of figure. Let's use all caps. List of figures. I have one extra page, so let's delete this. Then, next page, I will insert the table of list of tables, reference, insert, and caption label. This time I will select table. Okay. Times 12, not italic, paragraph 0 double, and that's okay. So just as a heading, list of tables. So the format is the same as table of content. It should be 24 double. Let me make this 24, by the way. So it's going to be Times New Roman, not italic. It's supposed to be bold and it's supposed to be black. And it's supposed to be 24 double, center. Okay. Now, in order to apply the same thing for this one, I just use Format Painter. There it is. You have your list of table and list of figures. I think there are some information missing here. I have to rewrite them because I was deleting table of content and table of figure from the previous work. I may have messed it up. So still 2. How to find number 1? Let's try to use this way. So I want to see what headings are heading 1, and let's click on select data. If I go up, most probably I will see, no, I cannot find it. So we have to apply another trick to make this as number 1 because it's messing everything up. How to do it? Okay, let's click on here and oh yeah, this is a start at 2. Let's select this as start at 1 and then just drag this to the position that it was supposed to be. Yes, that is it. We had it. Number 2. Okay. For the last time, let's update this table. Am I seeing number 1 over here? Let's do this. Entire table. Yeah, I can see 1 introduction to data about the company, and we'll get rid of this bullet points. By the way, if you see that these bullet points are way too front, we can just simply move it like this. It's not that hard. Okay, I think that's correct. So this one was the reason that it happened, because it was 24 double. Let's make it 0. So as I remember, it was prepared by, oh, my caps is not prepared by double points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as a sample student number. Still, I need 0 double, not 24 double. So just 0 double. Let me check the previous work. I wanted to make it the same. Submitted on semester fall. Let me just copy and paste this, saving time. Center. As I told you, the information that you are adding to this cover page, which is specific to you, it's supposed to be bold and here, so that you emphasize on it. Okay, now we are done with the last part. We are almost over. The video gonna be too long, I know that, but I think it's useful for you, especially if you going through them one by one. You will realize that you will learn a lot of things from this one. Okay, let me delete this one. This was the one that I was preparing before. So for rechecking the work, it's simple. You have to recheck what you have done. I usually prefer to do it like this. In this 100%, I will go one by one to find the missing parts and fix the tables and figures if they are not inside the margin, and then I will do one with a zoom out version so that I can have a quick review in my work. So for example, this was an extra space. Also, this is supposed to be here. Sometimes this will happen when you are using automatic captioning and numbering. That is quite alright. So before spaces over here is okay, but here I can see that it's not okay. So let's make this 0 single, and this is supposed to be 40. Now if I press 1, delete, I have to delete it first and then do it. So this one is 40 before. Yes, this is the correct size. I don't need any indentation. Okay, no indentation. I think my level 3 indentation has been changed since I was using paragraph. Let's make this 40. Oh, good. I have to do them one by one. Okay, I have a lot of space over here. Is it 24? Yeah. Okay, so far I don't see anything wrong with it. It is necessary to recheck the work that you've done because of these problems. So there was a line hidden over here. I just detected because it's not 24. These two lines are not matching. So let's go up, backspace. Yes, this is supposed to be 0 double, for example, because we are starting from a header. There were some indentions using space. It's supposed to be corrected. Good. Now let's do the last check, final check. By the way, since we have already done a correction, we are supposed to update the page numbers. Don't forget that. You have to update the page numbers after you're done for figures, contents, and tables. Otherwise, you will see different page numbers. Something goes up, something goes down. So you should take care of that. Usually in this size or even a smaller one is enough for the final checking. Okay, I have a table over here which I don't need it to be in two different pages. To overcome this problem, we can easily just cut this text and put it before the figure. But we should take care of the figure as well. So you see, now I have the table inside my region, and it's not going to affect the work in the next chapters because I use Control and Enter. Okay, the format check is done. Since there are some modifications inside the table of content, list of table, and list of figure, in order to just update the page numbers, don't click on update entire table. Otherwise, you have to correct them again. So the only thing we need to update is the page number. So I will click OK to make sure that this is the last page number. For the figure, right click, update field, page numbers only, and for the table, update field. page numbers. That is it. We are done. I don't need to say that. We are done correcting the formats. However, I'm actually recommending to apply the styles and start writing your report, because fixing problems is much more time consuming than writing something correct. This was uh, this video was to tell you how to do the format corrections, because this is several years that I'm seeing students have difficulty understanding how to work with Word. There are a lot of techniques that I told here, many techniques that I don't even know, but they are available on the internet. You can always check YouTube files and YouTube videos for some specific parts. This was a total general correction techniques. But if you have a difficulty understanding a part inside the video or a part for your correction, it's better to check YouTube. Uh, Try to search and learn how to search on the YouTube for more information. And last but not least, I have to tell you that the things that I discussed over here, sometimes I even make a mistake. So this video is not your reference. Your reference is actually the guideline given by Eastern Mediterranean University, this file. This is the most important one. So make sure to follow this. I try to be as accurate as possible, but since it's a video, I cannot spend time recheck my work. It's better for you to recheck your work and compare it to the guideline to make sure that everything is according. Thank you very much, and I hope that you will find this video helpful. Goodbye.